Degrees. The expensive ticket to software development. Do we really need them this far into the history of software? I feel like we hear all these stories of developers who didn't get a degree finding massive success in the field. And I personally know many really talented developers who never went to school for it or went to school for other things. But I think that we're over-indexing on those stories a bit. And when you look at the numbers, what you see is that having a degree is one of the best things you can do in terms of getting a job as a software engineer. I want to be clear. I'm not saying you can't get a job if you don't have a degree. I'm just saying that having one is one of the best things you can do just in terms of raw statistics for both getting a job and increasing your salary. First, I want to look at the numbers because I was shocked when I read through the Stack Overflow survey. So you see here, we'll switch to all respondents. Well over 70% of people are falling under bachelor degree or higher. But like the combination of some college without a degree, secondary school, and just primary school, this adds up to a little under 30% have an associate degree or less, a little under 27% went to college or less, but didn't get a degree. That's a very small percentage of people responding to this. But once you go to professional developers, it gets even smaller. Now we're less than 20% for all of this. And we have almost half of devs have a bachelor's degree and well over 70% have a bachelor degree or more. That's insane. These numbers are really, really valuable to see just because statistically having a degree is going to help a lot with getting a job. This is not the case for all jobs and all places in the world. Like if you're already a successful open source contributor and there are companies using the technologies you're contributing to, you're going to be fine. It doesn't matter if you didn't even graduate elementary school. But if you're fresh out of school and you're looking for ways to get a job more easily, or you're not from the US or a market that's hiring aggressively for developers, having a degree helps so much. It's almost a guaranteed this person kind of knows what they're doing paper, which is a great thing to know when you're hiring. And it serves as a great entry point at the very least to go from submitting your resume to actually getting your foot in the door to start talking to the engineers. It sucks that it's still kind of a requirement, but for a lot of places, for better or worse, it is. And until you have a job, having a degree is a good entry point in a lot of places. It also helps a ton with immigration. Having a degree and looking to move somewhere else for work makes it a lot easier to defend yourself in the position you're in. And I hope that people take the numbers here seriously. This is why I'm so scared of boot camps too. A lot of them obviously have the guarantees that they'll place you in a job after, but many of them have also shut down and don't get you there. Many will charge up front and then they'll not get you a job. Sadly, the numbers for these types of boot camps just don't look as good here. And that's why we're not seeing them show up in the chart. Because to be frank, there aren't as many bootcamp grads, and of them, not as many find jobs. You can't really learn how to do software in 3 months. The experience of being around other developers every day is one of the best parts of getting a degree. And I think you benefit a lot from it. Another harsher way of putting it is that the best money you can spend if you're looking to get a job in software, it's not on tutorials online, it's not on boot camps, it's not on like weird job placement programs, it's not paying a recruiter, it's paying tuition and getting a degree. I know this is kind of a spicy take, especially nowadays, but I do genuinely believe it. If you're spending money to make it easier to get a job, don't spend it on my channel. Don't spend it on random education resources you're hearing about online. Those will all be there when you get a job. Spend your money getting a degree so that you have a piece of paper, you have something tangible, a real thing that you spent your money on that is guaranteed to help you going forward. You can even be in the wrong thing. You can get a degree in like biology and then go get a software dev job. But just spending your money on a degree and putting the time in to prove that you can sit there and do something hard for 4 years, that does help a lot in any career. Don't make yourself broke going to college, but do consider the value that you can get from it, and don't be scared to spend a bit of money to get something that betters yourself in your career. I see people saying it's a privilege take. Privilege is important, and you can build privileges some amount. Having a degree is a privilege, and some people are privileged to being in a scenario where they can get one more easily than others, but getting a job without some level of privilege is going to be hard. And if you can put a lot of effort and money and time into putting yourself in a position to get the degree, you've just built a privilege, and it's a privilege no one can take away. Once you have a degree, no one can take that from you. I hope this helps y'all understand why I don't like paid tutorials aimed at beginners so much, and why I don't talk about boot camps too much either, because the numbers tell a very different story. Getting a degree is one of the best things you can do if you want to get a job as a software engineer. If you want to keep growing as an engineer, I have a video all about goal setting and what you can do to make yourself more successful here. One of my personal favorite videos. If you haven't watched it already, I highly recommend it. Thank you guys as always. Peace, nerds.